Welcome to All Saints Catholic School e-learning. The big idea we are working out today in food preparation and nutrition is methods of heat transfer. By the end of this video, you will have recalled why food is cooked, considered the most suitable methods for specific foods, and analysed methods of heat transfer. Before we begin, let's recall our big idea, why food is cooked. To make it safe, remember the chicken, you would never eat it raw. Improve the shelf life. An example of this would be fruit or vegetables. Improve the texture. Red meat or certain fish are improved with heat. Give variety. Think about potatoes as creamed, boiled or deep fried. Develop flavour. Would be once cooked, pastry or bread dough has a much more appealing flavour and much more digestible. How does this link to your topic? You must understand the reasons why food is cooked, the method used to transfer the heat that will result in the cooking of the food, and what happens when the food is actually cooked. Now let's work it out. There are three methods of heat transfer. Convection, this is when the environment, such as hot air circulating in an oven, or water, or oil, are all heated up. This method would be used for baking a cake or boiling an egg. Conduction is when heat is transferred directly. A good example of this would be dry fry bacon or to fry an egg. Radiation. This is when the heat radiates. This happens when bread is placed under the grill and is converted into toast. Before you begin, let's try this together using a similar task. Conduction. What does this term actually mean? This happens when heat is directly touching a piece of equipment or a piece of food. If you put a metal pan on an electric or gas hob, the heat from the hob will heat up the base of the pan. The molecules on the outside of the pan surface will gain energy and start to vibrate. They then hit the next layer of molecules, so they start to vibrate. This process will continue through the layers of molecules until the whole pan is hot. When you then put a piece of meat onto the base of the pan, the molecules on the surface of the meat gain energy and start to vibrate. They hit the next layer of molecules, which start to vibrate as they gain energy. This carries on through the piece of meat until the molecules in the centre of the meat have gained energy and the meat will be hot all the way into the centre. There are good conductors of heat and bad conductors of heat. Metal conducts heat very well, which is why saucepans and frying pans, along with baking trays and cake tins, are made of metal. Water is also a good conductor of heat, which is why boiling food works well and cooks food quickly. Wood, plastic, cloth and glass are poor conductors of heat. Now it's over to you. You need to research the other two methods of heat transfer, convection and radiation. Consolidation. You now understand the three methods of cooking: conduction, convection and radiation. We now know how heat is actually transferred. With conduction, the heat is in direct contact from the surface to the food. Searing steak is a good example, or making crepes is another example of conduction. Convection, this is where the transfer of heat by the mass movement of heated particles into a cooler mass or area. Natural convection uses the tendency of water liquids or gases to rise and cooler ones to sink, leading to a constant circulation of heat. Mechanical convection uses the fan in an oven to move heat around quickly and evenly. Food cooks evenly because the oven does not have hot or cold zones in it. Ovens without a fan rely on natural convection, and food is heated from the outside. The inside heats up slowly. Examples of this form of cooking would be hot water, air or oil surrounding the food, such as boiled potatoes, chicken stew, roast beef, poached eggs, or deep-fried fish. Radiation. This type of cooking is where the heat is transferred using electromagnetic radiation waves of heat or light strike the food. There is no physical contact between the heat source and the food being cooked. So examples of this are waves of heat are directed at the food. Example, grilling sausages, bacon or kebabs. Great work! You have successfully recalled what heat transfer means. You've considered the most suitable methods for specific foods, and you've analysed methods of heat transfer.